most attractive thing about Russell Wilson right now is the contract and what you'd have to pay him, which could be theoretically next to nothing, thanks to the Broncos. The numbers, he played decent last year, but honestly, if you're a team with a new head coach or looking to start over, is Russell Wilson the guy that you want, or do you want a young quarterback? Do you want to get somebody that you can win with? I don't know if Russell's that guy.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of
He might be right here next to me. Who knows?
That would be something. We'll continue talking about that. How about this one? Would Kmart be shocked if Mike Evans signs in Kansas City?
All right, Greeny. I would not be shocked because Mike Evans is that dude. Every year, 1,000 yards, and look at the quarterbacks that he's played with. However, I understand the Chiefs have Chris Jones to contend with and L'Jarius Sneed. So Mike Evans wants to get paid. What is he going to command? But give Patrick a #1 receiver, please. The man deserves it. Come on, he needs it.
This would be something else. Of course, Mike Evans, once upon a time, beat Kansas City in a Super Bowl. Meanwhile, would Kmart be shocked if the Bears decided to keep Justin Fields and trade away the top pick again?
Greeny, I would be so shocked. So shocked, the most shocked ever, if they decided to keep Justin Fields. Not because I don't believe it. I think they should, but every single GM that I talk to tells me that I'm crazy because they have to move on from Justin because Caleb Williams is just that special. But so I would be shocked, but I think they should.
Fair enough. I'll tell you why I would be shocked. Because Justin Fields has sent a message that this has already been communicated.
Passive aggressive.
That's how we communicate nowadays, through the socials.
So once upon a time, when people wanted to get the word out there about something, they would call a press conference, right? There's something I need the world to know. I'm going to hold a press conference.
Yeah.
These days, they unfollow you on Instagram. And that's what Justin Fields has done. I was besieged with notes this weekend that Justin Fields is no longer following the Bears on Instagram. Now, what's not clear yet, or at least in my knowledge, is exactly when he unfollowed them. I love the fact that this is what we have reporters working on now.
Real.
So Kmart, get on that. But the point of it is this. If you just connect the dots.
Yep.
The combine is next week. It starts Monday. We're like 5 days away from that. That's where these trades happen, right? No one knows this better than you do. That's where the Bears traded away the #1 pick a year ago. And so if the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields, which one assumes they are, then that's when it will happen. And so one can look at this and put 2 and 2 together and say maybe they have communicated to him that that's the plan that they have. Yep. And he said, okay, unfollow, and away we go.
Yeah, everybody communicates passive-aggressively through social media. You're right. An unfollow is like, that's like screaming. That's screaming how I'm feeling.
Right.
All right, and it's unfortunate for the guy, because you know what? How many times do we talk about, when you're talking about quarterbacks all the time, about guys being set up for success? We know he wasn't set up for success in Chicago, yet everyone is like, well, Bart, we were just talking about it. Hit the reset button. Hit the reset. We get the rookie contract. We can start over. Sell hope. It's the offseason. He's getting caught up in that vortex. Now, I know Chicago knows more about him than any of us do. They know more about what his ultimate upside more than any of us do. But I'll tell you what, there will be no one in the NFL who I'm cheering for harder in 2024 than this guy. And I hope there are 2 teams in particular, we'll talk about them ad nauseum between now and the draft, that I hope he goes to. Because if he goes to one of these 2 teams, Justin Fields, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. One of those 2 teams, if he goes there, look out.
Let me just amplify that point quickly by saying we're not going to talk about it all the way to the draft because I think this happens next week.
You know what?
This trade happens next week.
The sooner the better.
Right?
Yes.
The sooner the better.
But doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does. Of course.
Happen.
You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, if the writing's on the wall and they've been able to kind of come together and work out compensation, then for sure. Then why not? Why wait? And look, but I'm telling you, look, I just think that this guy, we talk about moving goalposts. We had this conversation on this show multiple times with multiple different people. The goalposts have been moved for this kid so many damn times, it's kind of ridiculous. We talk about all the time, set him up for success, bring him into protection, bring him some weapons. But in Chicago,
what did he not have? Yes,
none of that. Let's change the coordinators. Let's change everything for him. And then say, well, you know what, he's not good enough. Let's just start over with Caleb.
But it's fallen 4, right? Like Caleb Williams is potentially a generational talent. And both things can be true. Chicago can do what's in their best interest and also do what's in the best interest of Justin Fields as well. And I believe, people forget that Brett Favre did not get drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
He was a young quarterback that landed on his feet, and Atlanta wasn't ready to support him. And he went to Green Bay and he became a Hall of Famer. Steve Young was not drafted by the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
He was a failed quarterback at Tampa where they were trying to figure it out, and he landed on his feet. I think, to your point, this can be one of those situations where he still can be a Hall of Famer. He still can be an All-Pro. Chicago's not ready to support him with that.
But you know what? Look, the end result still doesn't justify the process by which they went through to get there, right? So in the end, he could wind up being an All-Pro somewhere
And it could work out for
right?
both of them.
But the process by which they're kind of arriving at this, look, it wasn't setting him up for success.
Right.
What they did to him.
But
so let's just picture this. Let's just picture he stays there. They trade down. They get a haul of draft picks, and they continue to put wide receivers.
Do what they didn't do
exactly.
from the start of his
we
career.
have to answer that question that we have to answer about Dak. Now they got to pay him $60 million if he has one good year, and now they got to start figuring out how they're going to balance their books. This allows them to be able to support the best supporting cast. It's more than one way to win a championship.
No, I got you.
You either win with the Patrick Mahomes way, or you win with the San Francisco way, where you have a guy on his first contract, or the Russell Wilson way, where you can create an environment. I think the other way is the safer way to win.
Quick, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think everyone chases that formula.
Yes.
Chases the young quarterback, build everything around him formula. And what winds up happening is they wind up pulling the plug on players over and over and over again until they find that one. But hey, look, you can win championships with a quarterback who you're paying top dollar.
But both ways. But it's harder because now that means you have to be right on depth. You have to be right on your salary cap, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. GMs want it the easy way.
Let me get very quickly from Kmart here. Is the expectation that these conversations are already happening? And am I right when I say, like, the Combine next week feels like the logical place for this deal to get done?
Think about it, like Deshaun Watson, like all these sort of quarterback moves, like everybody in the NFL expects Justin Fields to be somewhere else.